Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Money Mike, and before we get into the men's Royal Rumble, I want to start this video off with a PSA to WWE. Because, as I said in my last video, when I talked about the women's Royal Rumble and the booking issues within the women's division, check that video out here. And I said we were on the road to WrestleMania. Well, no, I was wrong, folks. We're not on the road to WrestleMania. No, 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 no. We're not on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Sami Mania. There is only one story, one person who should win the Royal Rumble. That, my friends, is Sami Zayn. Now, you may be asking yourself, what about Cody Rhodes? What about Cody's big comeback? Well, we'll get into that as I talk how splitting the titles may play a factor into how we can get both Cody Rhodes leaving WrestleMania with one title, and we get our happy conclusion with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns at the same time. That's right, folks. I've said it. I am being bold. But hey, you know what? The storyline is right there and staring us right in the face. We need a logical conclusion to this Sami Zayn Roman Reigns storyline. And honestly, folks, Sami Zayn deserves his Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston moment against Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. You see, for a while, I think a lot of us thought, you know what? A good payoff, or the good payoff, would have been Sami and Kevin Owens reuniting, which the storyline is still sort of heading that way. But see, this is where I'm asking WWE to pivot and to go another direction. You see, I don't think WWE anticipated this storyline with Sami Zayn being involved in the Bloodline evolving the way it has. And in fact, Sami Zayn has said it himself. And I'll show you, I'll post his interview, post a response to an interview Sami Zayn asked about the story, about what was supposed to happen originally. And he said that this was only going to be a temporary thing. Him and Kevin Owens would have already reunited if WWE had their way. But you see, the thing is with pro wrestling is that when you have something building organically and it gets over organically, you should go ahead and run with it. Matt Riddle came out and said RK Bro was only supposed to be a temporary thing. But because it was so over, WWE ran with it. And you look how popular RK Bro is. Before Randy Orton got injured and he, been out with a back injury. But it was organically over and WWE ran with it because it was getting over. And you kind of see the same thing here with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. This whole honorary use thing, like Sami Zayn said, that quote, this is only supposed to have been temporary. And now you see kind of where it's evolved. And you kind of see how organically it has evolved to the point where I think fans would much rather see Sami Zayn win the men's Royal Rumble over Cody Rhodes. And, I was thinking, maybe, maybe you could do that. But now, after the trials of Sami Zayn, I am fully on board with Sami Zayn dethroning Roman Reigns for at least one of those belts. And according to the rumor mill, WWE wants to separate these titles before WrestleMania, and there's a rumor that they have planned a WWE Championship match and a Universal Championship match separately. Not Roman Reigns defending twice and wrestling twice, but rumor is that they have a plan in place that would see Cody Rhodes going for the WWE Championship, which would be exactly how you can solve this whole big problem. Because you could easily have Roman Reigns defend just the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber next month. Now, how does this involve Sami Zayn? Simple. You see, Sami Zayn was given the task of, Roman Reigns doesn't want to see him until tomorrow night at the Royal Rumble. He doesn't want to see him on SmackDown tonight. He wants to only see him at the Royal Rumble. And he says he has a test. He wants to give Sami another test. So what could that test be? Is that helping him make sure that he beats Kevin Owens and retains the championships? Or could it be he has to go in and win the Royal Rumble? And you know what? I think it's quite possible he could do that. Or even if for whatever reason, maybe you still give Cody Rhodes the win, Roman Reigns says, hey, you still have to pass another test at the Elimination Chamber where you have to help him defend the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber in order to make sure he walks away with the championship. And then Sami Zayn kind of fails. He doesn't do that because Sami inadvertently costs Roman Reigns the WWE Championship, or which would then allow Cody to challenge for the WWE Championship, and whoever beats Roman in the Elimination Chamber, perhaps, or beats him for the WWE Championship. And this is if you're splitting the titles. And to me, it starts with Sami Zayn winning the Men's Royal Rumble tomorrow night. I think you could easily have Sami Zayn win. You could play a part with Cody Rhodes. You don't technically need him to per se win the Rumble, because you like I said, you could have Roman Reigns defend the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. You could easily keep Cody Rhodes out of the Elimination Chamber, stating his injury won't allow him to, and thus, having someone like Seth Rollins win the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber because of Sami accidentally costing Roman the match, and that's when you do the turn. It's in Montreal. It's in Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens' hometown. You do the turn there. You get the sympathy for Sami, and then you have Sami Zayn sitting there with two choices. Either he can go after the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship because he won the Royal Rumble. And you could easily have mind games where Roman Reigns says, hey, Sami, that was just tough love. I was angry. I lost the championship. I shouldn't have attacked you. Don't choose me. Don't use your Rumble opportunity on me. Use it on Seth Rollins and get the WWE Championship back in the bloodline. And then you build this up. Kevin Owens can encourage Sami Zayn to go after Roman. And Sami Zayn goes on to WrestleMania. He chooses Roman Reigns. He beats Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And we get this happy ending at the end of WrestleMania where Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, as Sami Zayn is celebrating, he turns around to Kevin Owens and they hug, they embrace. We get a happy ending at WrestleMania 39. And then you have Sami Zayn getting his proper conclusion to the storyline with Roman Reigns that is needed, WWE. Don't try to ignore this the way you tried to ignore Daniel Bryan in 2014, like you tried to ignore Becky Lynch in 2019. No, no, no. You see, we had Yeselmania at WrestleMania 30, which I was there for, when Daniel Bryan beat Batista and Randy Orton in the same night to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Kofi Kingston beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35 to start Kofi Mania. Now, WrestleMania 39. It is quite simple. WWE, ladies and gentlemen, our honorary Uce is the only person that can win the Royal Rumble on Saturday night. And like I said about Cody Rhodes, you can solve that problem by splitting the titles up, having Roman defend the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, lose it to Seth Rollins. We see the Usos are defending the Raw and SmackDown tag titles separately. So why can't Roman defend the WWE Championship separately and lose that title? Because that title he hasn't held as long as the Universal Championship. So that way, Sami Zayn can use his Rumble win, his Rumble win, if this comes to fruition, on Roman Reigns. We need the proper conclusion to this. This is the only conclusion. But then you say, but Money Mike, what about The Rock? Yeah, we can split the title with titles and give Cody Rhodes one of the belts. But Money Mike, what about the great one? What about The Rock? I don't think The Rock is going to be in the Rumble. Maybe it's all swerve. The latest rumor is The Rock told WWE that he doesn't think there'll be enough time for him to get into ring shape to have a match with Roman Reigns. And as much as we want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns to see who is truly the head of the table in the Samoan Dynasty family, are we really going to throw away Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn just for a one-off with The Rock? And then The Rock leaves, goes back to Hollywood, and we still have Roman Reigns as champion? Like, I'm cool if you want to do a match with Roman and The Rock. Maybe at WrestleMania 40, that can be your headliner. In Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40, Roman versus Rock. Roman doesn't have any titles. And he can go in there and have a main event feud, but without the titles. And then you can go back and put them into the storylines involving the titles later, after the feud with Roman Reigns, with The Rock. But I think at this point, I just don't know if The Rock is going to be in it. And quite honestly, I'm expecting either Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn to win. And again, you do have that part where Roman Reigns said, "Hey, Sami, you have a test." So either Sami has to help Roman Reigns defeat Kevin Owens, or the test is that he has to enter the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and protect Roman Reigns by forfeiting his Rumble win in order to protect Roman and show his trust and faith to the bloodline. So, is there anybody else that could win the Royal Rumble besides the Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn? Sure, you could give it to Seth Rollins. I was going to say Bobby Lashley, but it seems he's going to be a little preoccupied with Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. And he might need a little bit hurt. He might need to get into some business, to a little hurt business, so to speak, to deal with Brock Lesnar, perhaps for WrestleMania. But realistically, I think there's only three options here: Seth Rollins, who has been on a roll; Cody Rhodes. WWE's been hyping Cody Rhodes with these video packages leading up to the Royal Rumble. And I think, honestly, I probably won't predict Sami Zayn will win. I think this is just my heart, my gut feeling in me that says WWE, you need to go through with the storyline with Sami and Roman and the bloodline. Him going with Team of Kevin Owens to take the titles off the Usos, or one of the titles off the Usos, just is not the payoff that is the proper conclusion to the storyline anymore. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are we on the road to Sami Mania, or is it Cody Mania? Should WWE split the titles up before WrestleMania? Should they do it after WrestleMania? Who do you think is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble? If you haven't done so already, like I said earlier, I did another video talking about the Women's Royal Rumble and the creative issues and the lack of build surrounding that. Raw 30 and what happened with Bayley and Becky getting their match cut. And tomorrow, Saturday morning, I will have my predictions for the Royal Rumble. As I said, we are on the road to to Sami Mania.